What is up, guys, and welcome back to another day of Whitley Auto Works. Today we got a new project for you. I know last video was probably a little disappointing for some people. You guys probably wanted to see clear and all kinds of flake and all kinds of mess on that big red truck, but that's not what that one was all about. We're probably going to revisit and do some cool stuff to it very, very soon. But I got a new project today that my mom brought me, and well, without further ado, let me show you what we're going to do with it. Alright, so I know I promised you guys in the last episode that the next episode, or next project we get into was going to be a hot rod with pearls and flakes, but surprise! No, it's good. This is not what I was talking about, but this is a cool little project. Today we're going to be doing a Rustoleum paint job on this thing, and we're actually going to be putting automotive 2K clear on it. So I'm going to walk you through the whole process, how you can do this with your vehicle, golf cart, boat, anything you want to do. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. First part is we got to disassemble this thing. I got Mom helping me today, so you'll see her in the background some of the video. And yeah, let's get into it, guys. Alright guys, so about 45 minutes later and we got this thing completely tore down. We didn't want to tear it down completely this much. We were just going to tape everything up on it. But we had a problem right here. Let me kind of show you what we got. Alright, so we got everything else off, but then we had this bolt right here seize up. And then everything on these golf carts, I'm sure some of you guys probably know, are held on with little rivets. So we just had to take a little drill bit and zip right into it. It breaks the rivet. And then you can pull it completely apart. So we're going to take the rest of the plastics off. As you can see, it's got little rivets holding it together. That's a little rivet right there. And like I said, drill the rest of this out. We're going to pull this all off. It's pretty much just thin metal covers. Prep it up real good and paint it and do it the right way. And then we got to get that bolt off and then, you know, reassemble. So anyways, y'all are here for the painting. So let's get this thing tore down, sand it up real good, and let's get painting. Alright guys, so fast forward a little bit later. We got our parts stripped down right now. Got all the plastics off of them, and we're ready to clean them up real good and sand them and everything. And as you saw in the background over here, we got a selection of Rustoleum paints. We got the primer, the 2X primer. We got a white, we got an Oasis blue, and a gloss black for doing touch-ups on various plastics and stuff like that. So the game plan with it is we're going to clean these up first really good with Dawn dish detergent. Then we're going to sand everything down with 240 grit. We're going to put them in 2X primer, let that dry for about an hour or two, and then we'll come back, wet sand everything with 600, and then we'll get to spray and paint. So I'm going to go ahead and set you guys up on a time lapse again, and let's get to cleaning, sanding, and let's get this thing ready for paint. Guys, just to kind of catch you up to speed with where I'm at, you saw me wash everything and kind of scrub it good. I sanded everything down with 240 grit and washed it again. Now what I'm ready to do is wipe it really good with this prep all right here. This gets all the wax and grease off of it. And then before I get to spraying the 2X primer, I like to put a little bit of this Bulldog adhesion promoter, especially around the corners and all the trouble areas where it usually chips, just to give me a mechanical bond as well as a chemical bond, and you know, just a little bit of peace of mind. But anyways, I'm gonna get to applying this on all this stuff right here, and yeah, then we'll get into priming. Alright guys, so we are ready to paint. Basically my process for all this, I know you saw me prime it, but what we did was I went back, I sanded it down with 220, made sure everything was good on it. Then I went back, especially on the hood part of it because I had some sun cracking. Sanded that all back down, got all the sun cracking out of it, and I hit it with another coat of primer. The other pieces were actually good, so I went ahead and wet sanded them with 400. And then I went back and put prep all over it, cleaned it really good, and did the Bulldog adhesion promoter on everything. So that's where I'm at now, and we're ready for some paint. So let me show you my game plan. Alright, so you probably already noticed I had quite a few cans. Basically what we're doing today is a two-tone. The top part is going to be Oasis Blue, and then the bottom section is going to fade into white. So what I got going on is the hood, it actually sits at an angle, right? So the top section, that's going to be Oasis Blue, and then it's going to fade in this area at an angle to white, all right? So, and then these parts right here, this whole bottom section, that's going to be Oasis Blue, and then starting right there, it's going to fade into white. And then, of course, this part right here, this is actually a cover, so it sits on top somewhere in the middle right there, so this is going to be completely white. And then we're going to be doing an automotive clear coat, and I'm going to be doing a silver interference pearl just to give it a little bit of a sparkle. So this is going to be fun. Let's get into doing the base coat with Rustoleum, and then we can do some 2K clear with a little bit of pearl. I'm excited, guys. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so I got my Oasis Blue. I'm about to put my mask on. Basically the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start with my darker color first. Go ahead and get that in, and then I'll move over to the white. So as usual, you do a light coat first, just make sure you don't have any issues. Then I typically follow up with 2 to 3 heavier coats, just to make sure I got good coverage, and then we'll move to the next color. And what I'm going to be doing is kind of blending it, and I don't want to try and blend the darker color over the white because it tends to want to eat the white for some reason, and it's just a good general practice, I think, to go with the darker color first and then switch over, and it's just easier, a little bit easier to do the fade. But regardless, I'm going to quit yapping, and you guys are going to see firsthand. So, Oasis Blue, guys. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so it's been about 20-25 minutes since my last coat of Oasis Blue. I did 2 cans of Oasis Blue on these, got about 2.5 coats on everything. And now I'm going to go back and on the bottom sections of this and the bottom sections of that, about halfway, I'm going to cut it down, and everything down is going to be white. So I'm going to get the can of white really shooken up really good, and same thing with it. We're going to do about 2 to 3 coats of white, and I'm going to kind of blend it on both like midways, and then we can get into shooting some pearl and some clear, some 2K automotive cleared Speedokote. Anyways guys, let's drop some white down on these panels and let's get to moving along. Alright guys, so now we're moving on to clear coat. As you saw, we're using our Speedokote today with our medium activator. It's 82 degrees outside, so it's perfect for the medium temperature activator. It's a little on the warmer side, but not too bad. I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering with the spray can paint how long I waited after it till I put the clear on. It's going to be about 20-25 minutes. I basically touch it. If it's tacky but not pulling paint off of my finger, I know we're good to go for clear coat. I got 5 ounces total. This clear mix is 4-to-1, so I got 4 ounces of clear, 1 ounce of hardener or activator. Just like usually when I spray my test fender, that's about all I'm gonna need. Basically what we're doing on here is we're just going for an effect. And the pearl we're going to use is a Let's Resin Mica Powder Interference Silver. So it's a Ghost Silver Pearl is what I'm putting over it. I'm going to do about half a teaspoon in the mix. But like I said, we're pretty much just going to dust it. I'm just going for an effect, and then we're going to seal it with 2 coats of clear. And yeah, so I'm going to put this in the mix real quick. I'm going to bring you guys in close so you can see what it looks like all stirred up. And we'll get spraying. Alright guys, so this is Silver Interference Pearl. Now as you can see, it's kind of hard to see. It is a white pigment pearl, white powder pearl, interference, ghost pearl, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, it's a pretty cool pearl. It's going to give it a metallic effect. That's really what I'm going for, especially with the white, just kind of make it look like metallic clouds or whatever. But yeah, so let's get the gun loaded up. We are shooting at 28 psi today, as usual. Nothing's changed, and yeah, let's get spraying. Alright guys, so this is the paint job. Oasis blue on top, Rustoleum white on the bottom. Put a little bit of Ghost Interference Silver Pearl over top to make it twinkle out in the sun. And sealed everything with an awesome 2K urethane clear coat from Speedokote. That way, it'll hold up for years to come. And it's an older lady that owns this golf cart. She's a UNC fan, so that kind of shows you why I did the color scheme I did and just kind of made it look like a clouds out in the sky or whatever else. Just kind of contrast what it was before. It was just straight black and kind of not really pretty or sparkly or anything. But I hope you guys enjoyed this today. It's a great guideline if you decide to do a Rustoleum paint job yourself with clear coat over top and pearls and flakes or whatever else. Whether you're doing it on a car, a boat, or a golf cart, or anything you want to paint, you can follow the steps I did in this video and get you an awesome paint job for a budget. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've made it this far in the video. You'll hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss an episode. Trying to grow so that we can continue to do these awesome, cool DIY videos for you. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me today, guys. I'm John from Whitley Auto Works. If you want to buy pearls, clear, anything you saw in this video, links in the description as seen on YouTube. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless, and I'll see you guys on the next spray out.